Hey, kia ora whānau. How's it going? Welcome back to our garden to the tipu, garden to the table clips on kai. And this one here is kai, Italian sauces and fettuccine. Basically I'm making a bolognese and with spaghetti. And this is part 6 of our series on this dish that I've done. So what I'm doing now is I'm at the noodle side or the fettuccine side of things, and I'm just going to update you on what I've done. So I've got, well, while I'm doing this, I've actually got my water boiling. I've got it in a big pot, hot water, and I've put Malayan rock salt in there, quite a good dosage of it, and I'm really just waiting for it to come to a boil and bubble away, as well as the salt is in there. So that's working. It's doing quite well there. So once that's ready, I'll then put in the fettuccine. Fettuccine. Yep. So I'll put that in there. It says here cook between 8 to 10 minutes. What I'll do is I'll cook it for 8 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes I'll be putting it in here. So that's that side of things. As you would have seen from the other clips, my bolognese has come out like this, and man, am I stoked with that. So that's 4.5 hours of cooking, and it's come out in a nice big base sauce that I can use for this dish. So what I will be doing is, instead of using all of it, I'm feeding 5 people today, so I'll get the spaghetti or the fettuccine cooking, do that for 8 minutes. I'll put some of this dish into here, heat it up, then I'll add the noodles into it, mix it all together, and then that'll be the serving. The garnishing that I'm putting on it, I've got some Parmesan cheese that I'll be doing. I'm about to grate that now, and that'll then just be the garnishing on top, and you obviously can do salt and pepper as to taste, as people would like it. But that's where we're at. So really we're at the final phase here, and this part should only take, we should be finished within 12 minutes of our time, based on when I put the noodles in. Yep, so that's nice and bubbling now. Now I'm not the pro at this, but one of the reasons why I heard that you have a big pot, says as the water is bubbling, it actually moves the noodles around and the fettuccine around. So I'm putting all this in this big pot. Put it all up. And now it's just a matter of allowing that for 8 minutes. So 4 minutes past 2 o'clock. I'll sift those out and put them into here. So in the meantime, what I'll be doing is I'll just let that cook away for 8 minutes. Just get some more around there. And I'm just going to grate some cheese that I'll use on top. I'm not really familiar with cheeses and what dishes they go to, so I've just gone for basic Parmesan. For this particular dish, and we've liked it, so that's why I've stayed with it. But those who are a bit of a cheese connoisseur, they are more familiar with what goes with different dishes. They can just have a go. If you've got comments that you'd like to make about this, what cheeses you have found that's helpful with a spaghetti bolognese or fettuccine bolognese, just let us know. I've picked a bigger spaghetti, that way it gets more sauce onto it. yeah, and we like this as a family. It's worked out for us. So at the moment, we've got the bubbling going away. I've got it on a high seat, so I can see the noodles moving around. So yeah, and I've got this on a warm temperature. I'm going to heat that up a bit more. So yeah, just do this last phase, and we'll be having kai tonight. And I'll just show you what it looks like once it's all prepped. Hey, if you like this this series, this 6-part series, yeah, make a comment, click the like button, subscribe. We want to put on things on our page just to encourage people about gardening, about food security, water security, and sometimes we could do stuff like this where some of these skills are not, we don't actually have them, and so yeah, if we can help out in any way, it's just one method of just encouraging kai and looking after each other, and particularly helping out for some generations. We miss out on that, and we never had someone that can help us around the kai space, and so we don't know. So yeah, please do pass it on and share it with others, or if you've got some jungle tips that can help us out. Yeah. Oh, I've got my stepbrother. He's a chef over in Sydney, Jonathan Thorne. He, he's really good at this stuff, and some of the meals he puts up. Whereas I'm just a young fella, backwater, out in the bush, ration pack in the field type of thing. Just chuck everything together. Yeah, so that's the cheese ready. If I need more, I can grate it. Got 4 minutes to go. It's heating up. So as I mentioned before, with the sauce here that I've made, it was made, the initial basis for it was onions, carrots and celery. Cooked that through until it was nearly soft, and there's particularly the onions that were more of a yellow colour rather than brown. Then I added my mince. I had 600 grams of pork mince and about 800 to a kilogram of beef mince. Put that in, mixed it all together and kept cooking it at a low heat. That was a medium heat, until such time that all the meat had browned off. And the cooking time for this one was 2.5 hours. I think 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours I think it was, and 2.5 hours. And what I also did in that is, because the moisture evaporates as you cook it, I kept adding in water. But I also added in about 1.5 cups of red wine, and to allow the grape flavour to permeate into the meat. Once that was done, I then added the tomato sauces, so things like the puree, tomato pieces and so forth. And then cooked it for another 2 hours, but this time I turned it down to low. And then last night, just within half an hour of it, going, yep, that's it. That's the consistency of that's what I wanted. And see how the moisture's all now, it's all lifted, or it's evaporated. So I've now got to a point that I wanted it. Then I added 1/2 cup of milk, just to soften the texture and the taste of the sauce. But this is my base sauce, so this will last me for a while, and so now I can just add this into here, heat it up, add my fettuccine, and then that's the dish for this meal. And I could get spaghetti and some other pasta as and when I want it. I can put some aside and store it, and then the other part to this is I can also, when it's nearly finished, I can make a lasagna. So it's just a matter of getting the lasagna strips and chucking it in the oven and cooking it up and getting the right materials. So we are now a minute out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a cup, now what I'm doing here is, because I've put salt into the water and I've had the fettuccine going for nearly 7 minutes now, I've now got a starch. So what I'm going to be doing with this, along when it comes to mixing the sauce with the lasagna, or the fettuccine, I need something for it to blend together, and that's where I'll be pouring that in to help it mix up. And then it also, where it's really quite thick there at the moment, it just softens out the texture of the sauce for this particular dish. So what I've prepped here is, I've got my Parmesan cheese that'll go on top. Got this cooking, and it's now 8 minutes. So effectively what we're doing is we're now going to be cooking it on really we're just heating the sauce up and then blending it all together, ready for our dish. So now we're going to be taking out, so 10 minutes it takes. So what I'm doing is taking out the fettuccine. It's just about ready, and then the last 2 minutes I'll be putting it in the dish here with the meat, and that part is really just the last phase of the cooking bit. That one off. So as I'm in it, I'm stirring it in. So this is the initial amount that I'm putting in regards to the meat and the fettuccine. And see how it's nice and thick. So what I'm trying to do is get as much sauce onto the noodles as possible, so we get a full blend of tasting all the way through it. A bit more volume. You can pretty much just add as much as you want. It's really up to you and how much you want to eat. We've got a big family, so like it's very liberal. So that's pretty much it in regards to the mixture. So here we go there. And I'm just using the water just to help the blending of the meat to the noodles, and it also warms up the noodles as well. Might just let's have a little, I'll have a little taste to see what it tastes like. Oh, awesome. Just a little more. So as you can see, this is our meal. I've used the base, and I've got the fettuccine that I wanted to use, or the spaghetti, or any other types of noodles that you're wanting. You're preparing enough for what you're having for your dish, your meal. So I'm doing 5 of these. Smooth. There's my dish. Kia ora whānau. This is Italian sauce, or bolognese, on fettuccine. Yeah, I'll make it a bit easier for you to see it. And bon appetit. Have a go. It's a lot of fun, and plenty to go around, as you can see. That's what we're going to have tonight, or today. Kia ora whānau. God bless. Have a great day.